The first of our Monday triple header live from Mount Smart Stadium in New Zealand. The Warriors hosting the Knights in their second straight home game. 2 o'clock Eastern Time kickoff here for the Warriors in Conrad Harrell, Sam Lisioni and James Gavitt and Nathaniel Roach make way. The Knights, meanwhile, will line up in the same side that started last week. Next up, we've got two sides absolutely battling for their first win. The Knights did pick up a competition point last week, but both battling for their first win. The Knights weren't that far away last week, although their consistency for 80 minutes has to be questioned. Again, the Warriors weren't that far away. They just fell away at the end after that field goal, then a late try blew it out to 7 points. Sean Johnson probably could have taken the shot, but again, there was 9 minutes to go. He thought he'd probably have another opportunity, and let's be honest, that's not really his game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who would have seen at the start of the year Warriors at the bottom? Just really didn't see that coming. It just got to come down to just not playing for 80 minutes. They've got to get out there, and it's happened. First 3 rounds, they've just not played for 80 minutes. They've had great areas, but just, not.
That's exactly right. You look at that first game against the Tigers, I think they slipped through the first half, stepped it back up in the second half. And last week, there's some signs of that spine starting to gel. The other thing you got to remember, Isaac Luke was out last week. He'll return this week. Hopefully this is the week they kick it into gear. They get an opportunity against another opposition that's not in the best of form. Again, though, their halves starting to gel as well. Mullen, that's probably the best running league I've seen him play since he played for New South Wales.
Yeah, definitely.
But both sides very guilty of sleeping through halves of football and not putting in 80-minute efforts. Although the Knights, they put in a consistent 80-minute effort against the Rabbitohs, it was just asleep for the whole game.
Yep. And we mentioned it before in previous weeks, but what the hell has Conrad Harrell done to McFadden? He's obviously done something to his daughter, his wife, or something to be, once again, named on the bench.
The memories must be fading though, because he hasn't made it to the bench this week. But dead set for me, the worst player in the NRL, hands down over the last 5, 6, 7 years. He's had contracts at 3 clubs. How are you still going? I'm not even mad with you, Jono. I take my hat off because you've ridden the wave more than any other man I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Conrad, I think, I don't mind him off the bench though. I think that impact that he can play through the middle third, play as an edge back rower, he's strong, he's quick. Doesn't matter who you are, you don't want to be trying to tackle around those quads. I mean, they're bigger than most blokes' waists.
They're broken jaws, so tough to tackle. So it'll be good to see how they use him this week. Whether it's going to be something that they utilise ongoing or just bringing him off the bench as a second row interchange, as we mentioned.
Yeah, definitely. It certainly should be an interesting game, this one. I'm learning the Warriors and I'm going to take them big. Knights packing a lot of inexperience, so I'm going to go the Warriors 13 plus here. Just a quick mention to Corey Dennis on the weekend, made his debut.
Yeah.
Lakes United junior from my junior club, so great to see him get a double at 18. Yeah, I certainly wasn't doing the same at that age.
Yeah, great replacement for Uade, so did really well. I see the Warriors winning 13 plus, tough gig for Newcastle getting over there. I just think the Warriors will step into gear and it's going to be too strong.
The second of our bumper Easter Monday clashes is the Tigers hosting the Eels at ANZ Stadium, the third of the Tigers' home grounds. 4 o'clock Australian Eastern Time kickoff. The Tigers welcome back Mercurial skipper Robbie Farah at the expense of suspended Chris Lawrence, with Dean Hallertau relocating to the back row. And the Parramatta Eels welcome in Manu Mao at the expense of David Gower, who's been named as 18th man.
I see it being probably a bit of a cracker of a game. If it's played well, if the halves open up and use it out wide, I think it could be an expansive game. Be interesting to see how the Eels half pair again did really well last week, if they can step it up more.
Norman and Foran certainly played well, and I've got to say the Tigers young blokes, they've really stepped up and impressed me. There's been a lot of big raps on him, and I haven't been sold. I've been impressed with Moses a couple of times. I just think he needs to take a bit more of a leading hand, and I think they're just slowly starting to find that balance. Brooks has driven it a lot in the early days. Moses is starting to take a bit more control, and that's certainly something that I'm liking. Got a question mark though over Farah coming back this week, whether he'll try and play his hand too much. Is Jason Taylor's third hooker of the season? That's got to start be asking some questions about what's going on there.
Yep.
But yeah, whether he'll try and play that, he really controlled it a bit, and I think that'll throw their balance out.
I think so. I mean, we've been talking about a fair bit whether the Farah inclusion coming up was going to be a bit of a hindrance, and I really do see it being a hindrance to the ball players in Brooks and Moses there.
I think they've been best served by having an understated. I mean, they had Little John the first week, and then we've had Hallertau playing for the most of the rest of the understated, kicking ball playing hookers. Hallertau's, he's a back rower and he's just got in there and grounded out. So I think that's certainly been a benefit to them, because it's meant that a lot of young halves struggle with the pressure, but they've taken it on, found their balance a bit. Moses has stepped up a bit, and then they've obviously got Teddy Tedesco at the back, and he's been in absolutely brilliant form.
Unbelievable. He'll be close to Origin once again. if not this year, in the coming years to come.
Yeah, I think he'll get in there this year, especially with Dukes moving positions as well.
Yep.
Speaking of Origin, there's been a lot of talk this week about a semi-trailer. If he's available, I think Laurie's got to pick him. I don't think he's going to become available. It's going to be an interesting scenario in that.
I think he will, because I know that Fiji is definitely connected to New South Wales, as most parts of New South Wales are connected to Queensland, apparently.
Yeah, well, I did hear Kevin Walters discussing the fact that they've had a few Fijians in their side, but on the real side of things, I do think that they're going to struggle. He has qualified for Australia, it looks like, so he's going to put an application there. But I don't agree necessarily with him being able to play. Kevin Nagama, on the other hand, who's been thrown about by a few people as a bowler, whether he gets picked or not, I agree he should be able to play. He was born here, he grew up here. Just because they're choosing to help out their second-tier nations, for want of a better term, not to put any slide on Fiji and the Fiji national side. I think if they've grown up here, embraced the New South Wales culture, they've grown through the junior league, as opposed to someone like Semi who's only been over here for 3 years, then that's a completely different kettle of fish. So long as you play junior league here and carry your way up through the system, certainly I think we need to look at that. Adrian Liam was a great example for Queensland. He came through the junior system and went there.
Definitely.
But back to Semi, how good is he playing?
Unbelievable.
He's playing, not only is he playing as a winger, he's playing as a centre, a lock, a ball playing lock, a front row, carrying the ball up through the middle. Well, his numbers, can score a try, can set up a try.
Yep.
That try he set up for Michael Jennings on the weekend, upside down, back to front, and then pop the ball. The only try I've seen in recent memory that beats that as an individual setup is that Greg Inglis try where he set up Gaznia.
Yep.
So the guy's a freak, and he just seems to be getting better by the week. And I'd actually love to see him play for Fiji, because you throw him and Marika Korobidi on either edge, the way the two of them are playing.
Oh yeah.
First of all, they'll both take 25 hit-ups, they'll both set up a try and score a try, and they'll make tackles as well. They don't mind getting their hands dirty, and just the physical presence, what they can do.
That's what we need to see to get the game growing in those areas, like you mentioned.
Yeah, I just think, as we said, that combination that we've got going on there at the moment, Norman, Foran, out to Jennings and Radradra, I just think they're going to be too strong. I think Farah's actually going to upset the apple cart at the Tigers. He's going to do his own thing a little bit, and so I'm actually going to go Para 13 plus in this one.
Yeah, I was looking at the same thing. I really think Parramatta will be too good out there. I've got them leaning towards 13 plus as well with the with that edge, left edge.
Should be a good game, but I just think they'll run away with it late, just those breaking opportunities on the left.
Yeah, definitely.
The final match of the weekend at 7 p.m. Eastern Time sees the Cronulla Sharks hosting the Melbourne Storms at Southern Cross Group Stadium. Both sides will line up as per last week, with no changes named at this stage. Last up on the Monday night game, the Sharks coming off their first loss of the season. Good to see, mate, that you've jumped straight off the bandwagon, thrown the Sharks jersey in the trash after one loss.
Yeah, mate, just couldn't do it. Watching them live, it was so sad, especially with the wife being a Manly supporter. I know that should be reasons for divorce straight away, but it's just sad watching them. I think Maloney just hasn't been able to adapt to the Sharks game. He's got some great outside youth there in Fecky, Holmes, Bird. Obviously Bird was off for most of the game last week, but he just hasn't been able to get it to the edges enough. And I think that's showing. Holmes I think he got 6 hit-ups for the last game. Just not enough numbers for guys like that who just need ball in hand.
Yeah, definitely. And I think when they are getting the ball in hand, they're doing it at the line. And while for Jack Bird, that's probably all right. You like to see Leotelli's, Birds, Fecky, Leotelli, Beale, Fecky, Barber, they need early ball.
Yeah.
They're explosive players and they really need early ball. Four-pack's doing some great things. They were a little bit quieter on the weekend. Didn't see what I'd seen from David and Andrew Fafita earlier in the year. Obviously, they're missing Gal a little bit. Yeah, certainly need a bit more gelling there. The Storm, they're looking like they're getting it done in third gear. They really don't look like they've hit their top stride yet. And no Slater, no worries.
Yeah. Typical Bellamy side, just doing the nice and easy at the start of the year and just building as they go through. Just strong across the park, so really looking good, Melbourne. Yeah,
they're known to build their season the right way, obviously well aware of the Origin component coming up. Cameron Munster, as I said, he stepped right in there, looks like he hasn't missed a beat from last year. But for me, this is going to be a cracker of a game. I just think that the Storm their structure is going to undo the Sharks a little bit, because the Sharks are trying to play that structured footy as well.
Yep.
So I'm looking at the Storm 1-12 here. I don't think they'll blow them out, but certainly think that they'll get it done without breaking too much of a sweat.
Yeah, definitely. I think low scoring affair at Shark Park. Normally some pretty low scoring games there. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to lean towards the Storm 1-12 as well.
Well, thank you again for tuning in. Don't forget to give us a like, comment below too, guys, in regards to both the Martin Tapau grading, your thoughts on that one, and the golden point, golden try, 9-a-side thoughts. And do check out the locker room and their thoughts on it as well as a bit of an insightful video from Denon Kemper, former player.